Hello and welcome to Prince Civil Services YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Sanchit, and in this video, which is titled as History through MCQs. So we are going to learn about history through MCQs, and the topic for this video is the Vedic Age. We have already done the MCQs from the Vedic Age, and this is going to be the part number 4. So let's begin with that. And before I start with the MCQs, let's look at this chapter or topic. So whenever you read the Vedic Age, so there are two periods, early Vedic Age and the later Vedic Age. So please have a comparative mindset. Between these two periods, you have to discuss the geography, the polity, the economy, the society, religion, and also the Vedic corpus, or that is the Vedic literature. So whenever you read this chapter, compare early Vedic period with the late Vedic period in the terms of geography, polity, economy, society, religion, and also learn about the Vedic corpus, that is the Vedas. You have the Brahmanas, Aryankas, Upanishad, and so on. So please keep this in mind. So let's start with the question number 1, which is the correct order of the political structure of Rig Vedic India. So this question is about the Rig Vedic India and the political structure. So you have got 4 options. So in option number A, that is Gram, Kul, Vish, and Jan. So similarly, there are 4 options. What you can do is pause the video, look at the options and try to solve the question. So the right answer to this question is the option number B. There are various social political units in Rig Vedic India, but the question is about the correct order. So if you look at the statement or the option number B, so you have Kul, Gram, Vis, and then you have the Jan. So let me just explain you that what is the meaning of Kul and so on. So the basic unit of the basic political unit of your Rig Veda India is the Kul or the family, and the head of the Kul is known as Kulap. After that, when you move higher, so group of Kul frame the Gram, and which is headed by Gramani, Gramani. And after that, group of Gram make the Vis, which is headed by Vispati. And in the end, the largest unit is the Jan, the tribe itself, which is headed by the Rajan. So these are the political structure. This is the political structure, and these are various units. The smallest, the basic unit is the Kul, and then you have Gram, Vis, and then you have the Jan. So the right answer is B. So that was the question number 1. Let's go into the question number 2. Very famous question. The national motto of India, that is Satyameva Jayate, inscribed below the national emblem of India, is taken from. So the question is asking, you have the national emblem and you have written Satyameva Jayate below that. So question is, where that Satyameva Jayate is taken from. So you have A option, Katha Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad, Aittreya Brahmana, and Mundaka Upanishad. So these are your options, and the right answer to this question is D. So this is the factual information that this Satyameva Jayate, truth alone triumphs, is taken from the Mundaka Upanishad. So you can see for yourself, this is our national emblem. You have the lions, then you have other animals, then you have the chakra, and below that it is written Satyameva Jayate. So this Satyameva Jayate, truth alone triumphs, is taken from Mundaka Upanishad. So that was question number 2. Now the question number 3, the religion of early Vedic Aryans. So please be very sure about the question, whether it is early Vedic or the late Vedic, because a lot of things will be changed between these periods. Early Vedic will have some other type of religion, and you have the later Vedic, then there will be some other mode of worship. So the question is, The religion of early Vedic Aryans was primarily of A. Bhakti, B. Image worship and yagns, and C. Worship of nature and yagn, worship of nature and bhakti. So these are your option, and the right answer is C. The worship of nature and performance of yagna was the mode of worship of your early Vedic Aryans. So let me explain this a bit. In Vedic age, people were unable to answer some natural phenomena, that what was the reason behind rain, lightning, the rise of sun and so on. So these are all the forces of nature. So what they did was they personified the forces of nature and started worshipping them as gods and goddesses. This is known as, this phenomena of worshipping many gods and the worshipping of the forces of nature is known as naturalistic polytheism. Many theism is the worship. So you believe in many gods, but these gods are the forces of nature. So you ascribe them the forces of nature, you ascribe them the qualities of God, and then you worship them. That is the worship of nature in the form of naturalistic polytheism. And then you perform sacrifices, that is yagna and so on. So the right answer is worship of nature and the yagnas. The question number 4. With respect to tribal assemblies during Vedic age, consider the following statements. So there were various type of assemblies. The question is regarding the tribal assemblies. The statement number 1, they are mentioned in the Rig Veda. They exercised military and religious functions. Women were never a part of these assemblies. So these are your 3 statements, and the question is, which of the above statement is or are correct? So you have got 3 statements, and the question is asking about among the 3 which are correct, which are right. So let's look at the statements one by one, then we will get the answer. So the statement number 1, they are mentioned in the Rig Veda. Obviously, yes, there is a mention of these assemblies. So for your further knowledge, there were various type of assemblies. So you had Sabha, you had Samiti, you had Vidhat during the Vedic age, and there were others also, but these are the most important: Sabha, Samiti and Vidhat. So these were the tribal assemblies, and these are mentioned in your Rig Veda. So the statement number 1 is your correct, that is the first is okay. Second, they exercised military and religious functions. Obviously these were very important. So they exercised various type of functions, and including military and religious. They used to put pressure on the Rajan, that was a tribal chief, and whatever was decided, that has to be implemented by the Rajan. So that is why they exercised military and religious function. The statement number 2 is also right. Now look at the statement number 3. Women were never a part of these assemblies. Please look at the statement. Women were never a part of these assemblies. So this statement is wrong. Let me explain this. The right answer is B, 1 and 2. Now why statement number 3 is wrong? Because during early Vedic period, please remember this, during early Vedic period, women used to participate in Sabha and Vidhat. So there is no question of never. Yes, it happened that during the later Vedic period, there was no participation of women, and Vidhat was dissolved completely. So yes, if the question was of that there was no women participation in the assemblies of later Vedic, then it would have been a correct statement. But now, because this statement is asking about that they never participated in this assembly, so this is a wrong statement, and your answer is 1 and 2. This is a very important question regarding the tribal assemblies. Now the time for last question. Consider the following statements about the Rig Veda period. There was widespread use of horses. Agriculture was the predominant economic activity. Which of the above statement is or are correct? So there are two statements. Let's start discussing one by one. The statement number one obviously is right. Please remember that the reason for the success of Aryans was the use of horse and horse-driven chariots. So they had horses and they use horse-driven chariots. That is why they overpowered the local indigenous inhabitants. So yes, there was widespread use of horses. So horse was a very important animal. And other than horse, cow was very important. So please remember, cow and horses, they were both very important animals during the Rig Veda period. Now look at the statement number 2, that is agriculture was the predominant economic activity. This is the wrong statement because now we are looking at Rig Veda period. Please remember this thing, during the Rig Veda period, agriculture was a supplementary or secondary activity. It was not a primary or a predominant activity. The predominant activity, economic activity during Rig Veda period was cattle rearing, or also known as pastoralism. So that is why statement number 2 is wrong, and the right answer to this question is A, that is 1 only. So this is a very important question regarding the economy. So you know that horses and cows were there, but yes, agriculture was present, but it was not a predominant economic activity. Predominant means the most important, the primary, and so on. The primary and the most important activity during the Rig Veda period was your pastoralism or cattle rearing. So the answer is A, that is 1 only. So these were the questions from the Vedic Age, the part number 4. Please watch other videos also in this series, History through MCQs, and please subscribe to our channel Prince Civil Services. And thanks for watching. Please watch other videos also. So like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Keep studying and keep learning. Thank you.